just introduces more rules inside grammar. Next. Well, finally, I'm coming to the last example, number 10. And here comes the most interesting part of the game. It finally starts working as I expected. So here I just have a rate hash with rates for several currencies. I allow use variations in syntax, so I can ask 10 euros to dollars or 10 euros in dollars, so it's what may depend on the user. So they will use different questions with errors. And so I define here value, so I can analyze digits. For example, it's 100 euros or 100 point something euros. And finally I extract these values from the code, from the grammar, and we receive and just can calculate the result. And finally, I'd like to show how it can be used for working on the web. So Rapid Star comes with module HTTP daemon, which can be used as a HTTP server. So I just will create some HTML, and I'm running here a server which is started accepting connections, and for every request it will use my currency converter grammar to analyze the request and send an answer. So this is what this code actually runs remotely. I can use it. I can run it on my machine. If I will start it, of course. So it's started. I'm going to load the test. So there's a bunch of currencies this analyzer can understand. Well, that's pretty easy, of course. But it works. For example, the price of next yacht is 99 euros. And it's in PHP, so you can ask, it will return. And note that this works pretty fast. Well, it is not as fast as it could be, but it is not as slow as people usually say. So everything works. So well, it's a real application. I'm very happy to create and play with it because it first utilizes Perl 6 grammars, which are unbelievably good, and it is a web server written in Perl 6, and this is for the start running on a server. This is Perl 6 who prints out all these formats and stands by service. So that was about grammars. And the final question I would like to discuss is this was about Gamma. It was mentioned in the description of my talk that I am using Gamma for dispatching. Well, Gamma is a tool created by Brad Fitzpatrick for livejournal.com back in 2006. And actually, it was written in Perl, then rewritten several times. It has many files in different languages, even in MySQL processes. The idea behind this, you have an application, you have a job server, and you have a number of so-called workers. What workers can do is just produce small piece of result. For example, from a search virus, it will produce some kind of digit to the response of for question how many euros are there in dollar. So you will have a number of workers. This GMD an application or applications if you need them. And you can also run several given servers. So they will just, so you will only have one connection point between your application and all these machines behind the given server. So you just ask given, please create this job with these parameters for me, and you don't care which worker will be free at that moment and which worker is on a remote machine or locally. Given makes all this by himself. He selects free worker, and in our case, these workers will use those codes like frequency.pm, area.pm, currency.pm, money.pm, and will create for initial question several attempts to understand it. Well, so you can run as much workers and servers as possible. It would be at a local remote machine service. But the most important question, do we really need these two? My answer is we use it, but we don't need it actually. Because we can just, all the techniques is just about HTTP requests and response. So we can, instead of running German, VM and workers, we could use just several Apache, for example, or something like this. That's the end, and don't forget about the next Yapsi. I will talk about this tomorrow a bit. Well, thanks for listening. If you have questions, please do ask, please.
What happens if you run the search and two routines answer the same thing?
If two routines answer the same thing, yes, that's the most common problem we have now.
Yeah.
Usually that happens because of mistake in the code. But for example, if you have a long request, every worker can respond only to its part or to the whole string. And we have the code consumed parameter which says how many of initial text I used to understand and to generate results. So we can sort this by this parameter, for example, and we'll either just refuse the second answer or just display the order. This is what you come up.
Okay, then you are assuming that every question has only one meaning. But if you ask, how do you say pound in local, and you don't know if it's talking about currency or weight?
Yeah. For example, I can ask something about currency in Germany. I don't know what is the question about, but I can answer that. I do know that Germany is a country. I can link to the page on my website from Germany, and at the same time I can show, I can display the rate of euros to dollars, for example. So every scanner just assumes what can it say. Yeah.
I did not understand, how do you use HTTP servers to replace German?
Well, I don't
make
use
a
it
parallel
yet.
request? Or what?
Yeah, but well, imagine if you have just 10 HTTP servers, 10 Apaches, for example, you have for them only one entry point URL. You can ask for this URL question, and one of these Apaches will give you a result. Well, the question I think is about that every Apache should understand only one type of questions, but you can use 10 addresses, 10 servers behind each address, and you can use some kind of tools which allow you parallel queries to different Apaches. So we don't need daemon to create this strain, but you just have to find out how to create parallel questions from Perl. And on Perl 6, I'm thinking of Perl 6, and Perl 6 we can use a sync method, which is not implemented yet, but we can use it. Well, thank you, we don't have time. Thank you.